Okay, so today we're diving into something that's pretty crucial for anyone creating and sharing their work out there in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
Superfans.
Exactly.
So we're not just talking about racking up likes or views that vanish as quickly as they appear.
Right, right.
This is a deep dive into how to build a tribe of truly dedicated supporters who can be the bedrock of your success.
Yeah, that long-term success that isn't dependent on going viral or chasing trends.
And it's especially relevant for you, the listeners who are out there building your own platforms and communities.
Absolutely. We've been going through some really insightful research on this, and it's clear that this shift from just amassing a crowd to nurturing a core group of deeply invested fans is where the real magic happens.
Yeah, and it all starts with understanding what a super fan actually is.
Hmm.
Because they're definitely not just any random person who hits the like button.
Not even close.
So from the material we've been digging into, a super fan emerges as someone who is actively engaged with practically everything you put out there.
Yeah, they're not just passively consuming, they're commenting, sharing your work with their own circles. They're becoming part of the conversation.
Right, and it goes even deeper than that.
Oh, for sure.
A super fan feels a genuine personal connection to you as a creator.
Yeah, it's like they relate to the person behind the content just as much as the content itself.
Exactly. And that connection creates a much stronger bond,
Yeah.
one that often translates into tangible support.
That's right.
They're the ones who are actually willing to invest in what you do.
Yep. They buy your merch, they sign up for your membership tiers, they see real value in what you're offering, and they're putting their money where their enthusiasm is.
And crucially, they stick with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even when algorithms shift and your content gets buried for casual viewers, superfans will actively seek you out.
That unwavering loyalty is pure gold, especially in the constantly changing world of online platforms.
It really is. Think about those powerhouse fan bases we see around major artists like Beyonce's Bayhive or Taylor Swift's Swifties. Those are more than just clever names.
Right.
Those are forces of nature communities of dedicated supporters that create this incredible wave of advocacy and support.
Yeah, almost like having an army of enthusiastic evangelists constantly championing your work.
Exactly. And speaking of shifting perspectives, there's this concept that might be a real game changer for some of you listening.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's Kevin Kelly's 1,000 True Fans theory. And it really throws out the window that old idea that you need millions of followers to achieve real success.
So what's the core idea here?
It's surprisingly simple if you can cultivate just 1,000 people who are truly committed to what you do and are willing to spend just $100 a year on your work that translates directly into a six-figure income.
Wow. Okay, that's powerful.
It takes the pressure off constantly chasing viral fame and allows you to focus on building meaningful connections with a smaller, dedicated group.
And this brings us to the real heart of our deep dive today.
How can you actually build your own tribe of these incredibly valuable superfans?
So where do you even begin?
Well, the first step is recognizing that not all followers are created equal.
Right. It's about spotting those highly engaged individuals who are already showing all the signs of becoming superfans.
Yeah, it's less about playing the numbers game and more about becoming a keen observer of your existing community.
Okay, so what are some of the telltale signs?
Well, who are the people consistently going above and beyond just a simple,
Yeah.
they're the ones leaving thoughtful comments, sharing their own insights, or even asking really interesting questions about your work?
It shows they're really thinking about what you're putting out there.
It's that active engagement that really sets them apart.
And don't underestimate the power of those direct interactions.
No, absolutely.
Who's taken the time to send you those direct messages that go beyond just quick reactions, but actual expressions of how your work has impacted them personally?
Yeah, that extra effort to connect one-on-one is a huge sign.
And moving beyond online interactions, think about how they engage with you in more tangible ways.
Right. If you host live streams or online events, who are the familiar faces who are actively participating in the chat?
Or if you offer merch or have a support platform.
Exactly. Who are your repeat customers? Who are your consistent subscribers? Those actions demonstrate a much deeper level of commitment.
Here's another one that's a real giveaway.
Okay, what's that?
When there's any criticism or negativity online, who are the people who step up to defend you and your work?
Ah, yeah. The ones who feel so connected that they're willing to go to bat for you.
Those are your diehards.
It shows a real sense of ownership and belief in what you do.
And the thing is, this smaller group of truly dedicated fans will likely have a bigger impact on your success in the long run than thousands of passive followers who come and go.
It really is a shift in perspective.
It's about nurturing those deeper connections, fostering a sense of community, rather than getting caught up in those vanity metrics like follower count.
You're not just broadcasting anymore, you're actively cultivating these really valuable relationships.
So once you've got a sense of who your potential and existing superfans are, how do you encourage more people to join that dedicated group?
That's the million-dollar question.
Well, let's get into some actionable strategies.
Yeah, let's do it.
The first one might seem super obvious, but it's incredibly powerful.
Rank it personal.
Oh, totally. Remember, superfans connect with you, the human being behind the work.
So nurturing those individual connections is absolutely key to building lasting loyalty.
And it doesn't have to be complicated.
Right.
Think about practical things you can do to inject a little bit of personality into your interactions.
Yeah, like even something as simple as taking the time to respond to comments and DMs.
Even just a quick acknowledgement goes a long way.
It shows that you're actually listening and you value their input.
Yeah, you're making them feel seen.
And depending on your content style, if it feels natural, using their names when you reply or giving shout outs during live streams can be really impactful.
Totally. It creates that sense of direct one-on-one interaction.
Another idea, give your audience a glimpse behind the scenes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Share a little bit about your creative process, your workspace, even just snippets of your daily life.
It makes you feel more human, more relatable. And you know, it's interesting. Even creators with massive audiences are using this approach.
Yeah, like who are you thinking of?
Well, someone like Mr. Beast, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Even with millions of subscribers, there are tons of stories of him taking the time for personal interactions with fans.
Right, and those moments, even if they're infrequent on an individual level, really reinforce the idea that there's a real person behind all the content.
So our second strategy is all about making your superfans feel like they're part of something special.
Okay, like an exclusive club.
Exactly. Give them exclusive content and VIP access.
People love to feel like they're in the know.
Absolutely.
Oh.
So consider offering early access to your new content, whether it's videos, articles, music, artwork, whatever you create.
Yeah, that feeling of being among the first to see it can be a huge motivator.
It makes them feel valued and trusted.
Another effective tactic is hosting those private live streams or Q&A sessions just for them.
Ooh, yeah.
It allows for more direct interaction and makes them feel like they have that special line of communication with you.
And this is where platforms like Sponzar or Patreon can be really useful.
Totally.
They provide the tools to easily set up different membership tiers with varying levels of exclusive access and perks.
It's all about creating that sense of added value for your most dedicated supporters.
Right. So think about those comedians on Patreon who share uncut versions of their shows.
Oh, yeah.
Or behind-the-scenes footage or even early drafts of their material exclusively with their paying subscribers.
It really cultivates a sense of being part of the inner circle.
Okay, strategy number 3 is all about actively rewarding loyalty.
Right, because your super fans are investing their time, energy, and often their money into supporting what you do.
So recognizing that and showing your appreciation can make a huge difference.
It strengthens that connection and encourages them to continue their support.
It's all about making them feel valued.
So what are some ways to do that?
Well, you could create a Super Fan of the Month feature if that fits your style.
Oh, I like that.
You could highlight a particularly engaged supporter, share their story, and publicly acknowledge their contributions.
Yeah, it not only rewards that individual, but it also inspires others to get involved.
And sometimes those smaller personal gestures can go a long way.
Yeah, what kind of things are you thinking of?
Well, consider sending handwritten thank you notes.
Oh, wow, that's a really nice touch.
Or even short personalized voice messages to your most dedicated supporters.
Those little things can feel really meaningful in a digital world where everything's so fast-paced.
And of course, offering discounts on your merchandise or exclusive content just for your loyal fans is a tangible way to show your appreciation.
For sure.
We've also seen creators do things like host private Zoom calls specifically for their top-tier supporters.
Oh, yeah, that kind of direct face-to-face interaction can make them feel like they're truly part of your inner circle.
And here's the amazing thing. When you nurture these superfan relationships, it creates this incredibly powerful marketing engine.
How so?
They become your most authentic and enthusiastic unpaid promoters.
Ah, I see what you mean.
They're the ones who are genuinely excited to share your work with their networks. They recommend you to their friends. They become your champions online.
Yeah, because they actually believe in what you're doing.
Exactly. And their enthusiasm is contagious.
That kind of organic word-of-mouth marketing is priceless.
So now let's talk about the more practical side of things.
Okay.
How can you, as a creator, build a sustainable income from your superfan community?
That's where the rubber meets the road.
This is where that direct support model really shines.
Mm.
There are a number of ways you can monetize your superfans, and the great thing is you can tailor these methods to fit your specific type of work and your audience.
Absolutely.
So memberships are kind of a foundation here.
Right.
And as we've mentioned, platforms like Sponzar are designed to help you offer those exclusive perks and content through recurring subscriptions, which creates a more predictable income stream.
Then there are those more immediate options like donations and tips.
Yeah, those are great.
Features like YouTube Super Chats or tipping options on platforms like Sponzar or services like Buy Me a Coffee give fans a way to directly support you in the moment.
It's like digital applause.
Exactly.
And of course, if you create physical or digital products, your superfans will be your most enthusiastic customers.
For sure.
They'll be the first in line to buy your merch, your online courses, your ebooks, your exclusive content.
They want to own a piece of what you create.
And don't forget about crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter or Indiegogo for those bigger projects.
Those are perfect for getting your superfans involved and bringing those ambitious creative visions to life.
And finally, don't overlook the power of personalized content or experiences.
Oh, yeah. Those are really special.
This could be custom shoutouts, personalized video messages, even one-on-one coaching or consulting related to your expertise.
It taps into that desire for a more direct connection.
And creates a really unique, a memorable experience for your superfans.
So the main takeaway here is that you don't need millions of followers to build a sustainable and fulfilling income. A smaller, highly engaged group of superfans who are genuinely invested in your work can provide a much more reliable, direct, and frankly, more rewarding source of support.
And that allows you to focus on what you do best.
Absolutely.
So let's quickly recap what we've covered in our deep dive into the power of superfans.
Okay, let's do it.
We've talked about what makes a superfan so valuable compared to a more casual follower.
Right.
We've looked at how to identify those loyal supporters who are already part of your community.
We've gone through some strategies for nurturing those relationships and even turning more passive followers into active supporters.
Exactly. And we've covered the main ways you can actually monetize your superfan community and build a more sustainable income stream from your creative work.
And since we've been talking so much about direct-to-fan connections and monetization, it's worth mentioning again platforms like Sponzar.
Oh, yeah.
They're specifically designed to facilitate these types of relationships and make things easier for both creators and fans.
They really align with the core principles we've been discussing today.
They do.
So now we want to issue a challenge to all of you listening.
Okay, I'm ready.
Today, take a few minutes to reach out to at least 5 of your most engaged and supportive fans.
Yeah, show them some love.
Send them a DM, an email, a voice note, whatever feels right, just to say thank you and let them know you appreciate their support.
It's a small gesture that can make a big difference.
Think about the potential impact of that simple act of appreciation.
It strengthens those connections and makes them feel like valued members of your community.
At the end of the day, building and engaging with your superfan community is an ongoing process.
It is, but it's so worth it.
It's a journey that can lead to a much more fulfilling, sustainable, and impactful creative path.
So keep nurturing those connections. Keep creating the work that lights you up.
And watch as your dedicated community grows and thrives around you.
That's what it's all about.
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
My pleasure.